There's a difference between believing something and actually living like it's true. Now, I didn't realize how wide that gap was until recently because I've always said that I trust God, and I still believe that with everything in me. But there are moments in life that don't just test what you believe, but they test what you rely on. And that's where my heart has been lately. It's learning how to trust God while still being human. Now, I want to be strong. I want to encourage. I want to remind the people that I love that God is faithful. But I've learned something that's very important. Being strong doesn't mean pretending you don't feel fear. And trusting God doesn't mean you never have questions. You see, I don't believe faith disappears just because worry shows up. And I don't believe that trust is weak just because doubt visits. And that doesn't make us faithfulness. It makes us human. Sometimes people mean well, but they'll say things like, you just got to have faith. Well, if you really trusted God, you wouldn't be worried. And I don't believe that that's true because faith isn't the absence of questions. Faith is choosing God even while the questions are still there. You see, faith isn't pretending everything feels okay. Faith is saying, God, I don't understand this, but I'm still here. And that's where this ideal of trust versus control has been pressing on me. Because when life feels uncertain, we naturally reach for control. We try to manage outcomes. We try to think 10 steps ahead. We try to protect ourselves from what might happen next. And before we realize it now, we're relying more on ourselves than we do on God. And that's not because we don't believe in Him, but it's because fear makes us want something solid to hold on to. We trust people, we trust family, we trust friends, we trust systems, we trust relationships, we trust what feels similar or familiar. And when those things feel shaky, we trust ourselves even more. Our plans, our strengths, our ability to figure things out. But somewhere along the way, God becomes someone we believe in instead of the one we actually lean on. And that's when I started thinking about trust differently. Not trust as a statement, but trust as a surrender. Not trust as confidence, but trust as dependence. And that's when the story of Noah really came to mind. You see, it's not about the flood. It's not about the animals, but the part that we don't talk about as much. You see, God gave Noah very clear instructions on how to build the ark, right? Exact measurements, specific materials. But there's something that God didn't explain. You see, God did not tell Noah how he was going to steer it. There's no mention of a steering wheel, no sail, no way to change directions. The ark wasn't designed to be controlled. It was designed to float. Which means once Noah stepped onto the ark, he gave up control of the direction. He didn't get to decide where it went. He didn't get to change the course if it drifted somewhere that he didn't expect or he didn't like. Even if it moved in a direction that he didn't choose, he had no option but to trust God. And that's uncomfortable for us, right? Because we like options. We like backup plans. We like the ability to step in if something doesn't feel right. But I believe God sometimes allows seasons where those options are removed on purpose, not to punish us, not to overwhelm us, but to show us where our trust really is. You see, because even when even when everything is in our control, right? We don't really have to trust God. We just include him. But when control is gone, think about that. When control is gone, when answers don't come, when the path isn't clear, that's when trust becomes real. And that's where I am right now. Learning how to trust God, not just with my words, but with my dependence. Learning how to say, God, I don't have this and I wasn't meant to. Because there will come a time in our lives, right? There going to come a time in everyone's life when God is all we have. all we can rely on, all that we can lean on. And in those moments, we need to know, not just believe that we can count on him. And I believe God will show his power through that process. Not just so we can make it through, but so that one day we can help someone else who feels like they're barely holding on. You see, there are going to come times in your life when God is going to put you through something, and it isn't all because of you. It's because he wants to show something through you. He's going to put you through things simply so you can show other people how powerful he is because you came through. So you can say to them that you're not weak for having questions, that you're not broken for feeling fear. And if you lean on God with everything you have, he'll see you through. That if you give him every fiber of your being, he's going to see you through. You see, the struggles that we go through, the trials and the tribulations that we go through, it ain't always for us. Sometimes it's for the person that's next to you. Sometimes it's for a friend. Sometimes it's for a family member. Sometimes it's for someone that you may come in contact with later on so they can see you come through your storm because we're all going to be in a storm. You know, my minister always says that we're either in a storm, we're either coming out of a storm, or we're headed into a storm. But eventually, you're going to run into a storm. And those storms that we face in life, they're going to be those testing moments where when you finally get out of it, that you can show people that if you put all of your trust, all of your faith, all of your worries, if you just give it all to God, it's amazing the things that he can do for you. You see, that's the purpose of my channel. I want to show people that no matter how difficult things can get in your life, if you trust in God, if you believe him with all of your heart, all of your mind, all of your soul, there's something or there isn't anything that God can't do. And y'all know the things that's going on in my family right now. And that is really testing this whole trust and obedience thing, that this path that I'm on right now, because it's really showing me that all the trust that I thought that I had, it wasn't as strong as I thought. It was there. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was, but it was there. But it's showing me that I don't have control over this, that my family don't have control over this, that at the end of the day, we have to trust God with everything that we have. And I'm learning more and more that the more that you trust him, the more that you obey him, the more that you lean on to him, the more that you give everything to him, he makes the impossible. He makes those things very possible. So listen, if you're in your season right now where things just don't seem to make sense, give it over to God. Trust him that just because you don't see the way, trust him that he's going to make a way. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Now, if this resonated with you, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to share with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe and join me on this journey, because where impossibility ends, God begins. Stay blessed.